Okay, it is Ren Faire Day, so I am all packed up and ready to go. I have to go and get something at my parents' house, a cart. I gotta get a cart because I don't want to deal with the parking lot type of situation. So I'm just gonna load up everything in the cart and bring it over to my booth. So then I have everything and I can actually start setting up my merchandise. Whew, man, I really turned and burned this morning. I am exhausted, but I'm super excited for Ren Faire. After I get there, I'll show you my whole fit. I plan on sharing the event with you for today and tomorrow. I just printed off my little tracker for sales, so we'll see how that goes today. I'm hoping that it's going to be busy and that I sell a lot of stuff, but I don't know. I'm scared. Okay. All right, guys. Let's go do the Ren Faire. We're parked out in the boons, so this will be fun. This will be a fun little trip with my cart. So my dad will love it. Okay, talk to you later. At the Ren Faire. Say hi. Hello. I've got Vanessa, but I need to ask her permission first. I kind of bombarded you. You didn't have a choice. Can I share your stuff?
You sure can.
I already got one of these. Oh, I meant to bring my little mannequin guy. I totally forgot him. Pink and purple. Well, we are starting. We just started. It is 10:07. I'm hoping that we will be super busy, but we will see. Should I set my camera? I'll wait until it's a little bit busier. And I'll set it. on day one of Ren Faire since I know I'm gonna go inside and just be tired. So I'm not gonna even bother. It was slow at the beginning, and then like towards the middle it got really busy, and then it got slow at the end. So, but I sold a ton of stickers, some stones and things like that. So stick around to the end of this video and we'll kind of go over my sales and all that stuff. So so far it was really cool seeing all the costumes and things. So I think so far I'm very surprised how many vendors there are, because there's a ton of them, like way more than I expected when I got out, but I didn't really get a chance to really look at everybody. So I'm hoping later on I will be able to do that tomorrow, check out some people. But man, it was a crazy day and I am exhausted. Okay, well, I will see you guys tomorrow when we set up again. All right, bye. Where'd she go? Okay, we're back home and market is over. Let me just first say, since I was obviously too tired on Saturday to go over how the market went on our last day on Sunday. Last day was definitely a lot slower. There were a lot of people, just not a lot of sales. So it kind of picked up towards the end, but it was really not super busy for when it comes to sales. So overall experience, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the whole trinket trading. I'm trying not to mess up my words. That was really fun. That was a really fun experience to be able to do when I was stuck in my booth and I didn't have a whole lot of relief for anybody except for my friends who would step in for me when I went to the bathroom and things like that. So overall, I would say it was a really fun experience. Now, would I do it again? Yes, I would. But I will say the beginning of this whole setup, like the whole setup process, was kind of just a big mess. There really wasn't a whole lot of guidance when it came to figuring out where my booth was, where I actually needed to put it, where I was spacing out. It was kind of a mess when it came to that. And then after that, breakdown was kind of a mess too. So what happened is, and this is why I didn't film any of it, because honestly, my dad comes and helps me to break down everything, get everything loaded up in the car, and he's a great help, but he stresses me out. The reason why is because he really wants to just hurry up and get out of there as quick as possible. And I've got product that is delicate. I feel like he just wants to throw everything in bins and then I have to go and figure it out later, which I don't really care for. But I had to go and close out with them, or at least that was the impression that I had, but apparently that wasn't the situation. And when I say I had to check out, I had to pay a 10% commission fee. So during my market, I had to figure out the whole, as we were doing this, when I had slow time, I was able to write down like how much money I made in cash and in cards and figure out what the 10% commission fee would be. So I go to the tent. I had a hard time finding the person who I was supposed to talk to about it. And then I give her the money. I give her the form that I was supposed to fill out to give to her. She gives me a different form because apparently at some point it was updated, and then they actually wanted a statement, like a digital statement of how much money I made. So I didn't have that at that moment because we just got done. And so she said, well, I will take your money. And she did, and she wrote down how much I gave her. And then she's like, now in the next 3 days, I want you to provide a digital statement of how much money you made, which is fine. I don't care. I'm completely honest, and I gave the correct information, but it was just very, very strange, I guess, because I feel like that changed very last minute where they wanted that. And like I said, that's fine. It was just more of like, oh, okay. And then there was like really no way. I mean, I'm thankful that she wrote down how much I actually gave her, because she took my money and wrote down how much it was, and I guess her initials, I'm not sure what it said. But I ended up providing the statement, which is fine. The thing is, the statement didn't include my cash of how much cash I made, but I'm good. I'm good. My estimation was correct. So I gave them what they were supposed to have. Okay, so I got all in a tizzy about that because I'm like, okay, well, it would have been nice if this is what you wanted in the first place, and I wouldn't have come over here and wasted my time, blah, 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 blah. Now, if I had any kind of criticism, that would be it, is the beginning and the end of the event. That's all. I know there was a huge issue with parking, and that's a whole other thing. I was stressed out about worrying about where I was going to park as a vendor, if I was going to have close parking. It was just kind of a bit of a mess when it came to that. And that was a lot of criticism that I heard from other people who were attending it, not as vendors, is that there was nowhere to park. There was nowhere to park, and where people were parking, they were parking along the road. However, they really did their best. The event coordinators did their best to provide transportation from different locations, from high schools and elementary schools. And I think for disabled people, they set up a place where they can go, particularly so they can have transportation to the event. It was just, they did their best when it came to that, but there were a lot of people, and it was just hard to accommodate all that people. So I will give them big kudos for doing that, or even just having this whole event. So I want to say that it was more positive than negative. And my criticism is, any time you are having to set up an event and break down an event, it's always stressful for everyone. It doesn't matter who it is. So I will take some responsibility of that I was a little stressed about that. But other than that, overall, I would say, yes, I will do it again. But now I set up a pie chart for this event of my cost breakdowns. And you know what, to be honest, I'm kind of a little disappointed because my biggest expense, so here, I'll show you my pie chart right here, and hopefully you can see it because I did the best to have it visible as you can. So as you can see here, is that my overall profit wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be. Unfortunately, my biggest expense was my booth fee and the 10% commission. and then insurance. So those are two things that I had to do for this market. And then of course, taxes. Those are the biggest expenses. But overall, I did buy food. My daughter came with me last minute, and so I purchased food for her and myself, and overall, that was pretty much it. There was a fairy catcher. He's like an entertainer. He goes around with his cart, and I paid to take a picture of my daughter in the fairy catcher cage, which was super fun. My overall cost, so probably I made about 50% profit, which isn't as much as I would hope, but overall it's not too bad for this event. I'm not counting everything else that it cost me to prepare for this event, but I just wanted to show the overall cost for this event with you guys. Well, not overall, at least the percentages. I wanted to at least show that to you because I really wanted to make sure to do that. Now, when it came to my sales, what sold the most and what sold the least? Hold on, let me grab my chart. This time I actually made a little tally to see what I actually made. And just so you know, I got this information from Ren Faire Design. She is a YouTuber. She does cons, and she's a small business sticker making company, and she makes other things. So I kind of wanted to also add that to this because I thought it was actually really great and helps me become a better business owner. And I think because this is my first market of the year, I thought it was really important that I need to start keeping track of this stuff, because if my goal is for this to eventually pay for itself or become full-time, I need to be a better business owner. So I made a little chart, and she did that too, to keep track of all the items that I have and what sold. And I want to say what sold versus what didn't. And I'm just going to break it down in categories because I have a lot of items. So things that sold the most were my stickers. My stickers probably sold the most. But my bigger ticket items, which are my hand-painted stones, which are more expensive, and I actually sold a canvas at this market. So that was a big purchase from someone. And someone did buy a $20 cost stone, and then another one was $45, which is a big cost. But then I had people that were buying like multiple stickers and then some other things that added to that cost. My battery's gonna die, so let me plug you in real quick before we die here. Okay, we're plugged in. Okay. So, and then my miniature stickers. Those were the two things that sold the most. The things that sold the very least, which I was actually very surprised for this event, was my bookmarks. My bookmarks, I think I sold one. Hold on, let me look. I think I sold traditional. Sold one, two. I sold 3 bookmarks. That's it. My next best-selling thing was my magnetic bookmarks. Stickers are a big thing, so that's something I'm going to need to think about for my next event. Another thing that happened during this event, I was approached by 2 other people who invited me to their event. I am still on the fence if I'm going to be attending them because they are really close to the Oak Harbor Music Festival, which is a big event for me in the summer. And since the girls are both playing select soccer, it's going to be really difficult for me to do it. So I think I'm probably not going to. One event has really weird hours. And when I say that, it's like opening is at 3 and you stay open until 9. And that's late. That's late for me. So I don't know if I'll be doing that, even though I am interested in maybe doing it in the future, but I just don't think it's a really good decision because before that event, 2 weekends in a row, my daughters have a 3-day soccer tournament. So I don't think that would be a good fit for me this year. So I think I'm just going to focus on the music festival this year and some holiday markets, and then that's it for the year for me. And hopefully other revenue will be Etsy sales. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog and that it was informational, entertaining. If you have done a Ren Faire before, please leave me a comment and let me know. Were you a vendor? Did you attend? How'd you enjoy it? Did you come to the Whidbey Ren Faire? Let me know. Let me know what your experience was. I would love to hear it. Overall, it sounded like a lot of people were very happy with the event itself that came. There were a lot of people. So I think, yeah, I've heard more positive than negatives, which is good. It's always good because it's good for our little island too. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you made it all the way to the end, please leave a castle emoji. I just want to shout you out for that. And we are going to start doing a giveaway. So next vlog, so come back next vlog and I will have a magic word, which will be some kind of emoji. And then at the end of every month, we will start doing a giveaway. And it could be anything. So, and I'll add you into the pile of giveaways. So thank you so much for watching. Keep creating and growing, and I will see you in the next time.